Hey everyone, my name is Sarah, and I have been a part of Best Buddies for 8 years, and I'm a first year member on the Young Leaders Council. And I am from Kentucky, and I am joined here with Kiontis. Kiontis, do you want to share a little bit about yourself?
My name is Kiontis. I'm 24 years old. I'm a Best Buddy Wisconsin ambassador, and I'm also part of the YLC, initiative with the YLC video production with Sarah. Work together, and then I'm an autism advocate and motivational speaker, for Best Buddies. So here we are, and this is a good day for sure. Let's get this thing going.
Kiontis is such an inspirational person, and we actually met at BBLC for a little bit, like prior, and we both think it's like such a cool opportunity to have met at BBLC, and then now we are working on the same initiative for the Young Leaders Council to spread the mission of inclusion.
Yeah, sensational. I love it. Yeah, Sarah. Let's go, Sarah. Let's go.
So, Keontae, what does inclusion mean to you personally?
Um, Inclusion means to me, really people more valued, be more respectful, and then really just let people be themselves for who they are and what they stand for it, and really don't care about what people say about them, and because it's not a disability, it's an ability, and people being themselves for who they are, and just got to keep on going for sure. So yeah, that's really what it means to me, being valued and be respectful and be respected, and that's what it means to me for sure.
I love that answer, and I
Mhm.
100% agree with you. How did you get involved with Best Buddies and the Ambassadors program?
Honestly, I started Best Buddies when I was 17 years old, my junior year of high school, and then my basketball coach thought I'd be a good fit for the role, and helping people, and then um, just having that courage and step up and then the lead into road and helping buddies out and it just like really amazing and my first conference was when I was 18 years old. That's when I really started to get the real thing, and I should chat the president, and then and then my second conference after high school was I was a community leader, and then my third conference was I was also a volunteer, and then after me being a volunteer, this is when just like COVID hit, and then we had like Best Buddies like for the next 2 3 years, and then that really took an impact of me. I step away from Best Buddies during that time, but I step away from it during that time. It was really a hard season that year, and people like staying in their houses and not being out there, and then I heard that when they came back in person. When they came back in person, the Best Buddies Wisconsin reached out to me, told me that, hey, like we saw you like you did this in the past, and we want you to come back as an ambassador. So I'm like, what is an ambassador is? So what ambassadors do with their responsibilities? So and I came back as an ambassador, during when we came back 2023, and ever since, like, it just been really amazing and meeting back new friends, your old friends, past friends, and all like that. So it was really, really amazing just to come back and and have fun, and, with the festivals, and and knowing each other, like disabilities, and I don't call it a disability, I call it a special ability, but I know it's called a disability. For me, it's a special ability for sure, and it just like just coming back, just seeing everybody else was like really, really, really was the highlight of my moment, and then just really made me smile, and just looking at people's faces, and I was like, oh yeah, we saw you in conference last time, and this and that, and then and then that's when I was like 23 years old, and then I did like a speech, I did like a one-liner speech, came back, I spoke on stage doing a closing ceremony, and then that was just like the most fun thing, because like just like I'm like, man, on stage, and I usually I'm nervous, what I'm saying? And I felt like during that time, 2023, that's when I really kind of just came out of my shell a little bit, not too much, but just a little. And and then from that day on, I was just like, you know what? Let's keep on doing this, and then I really want to help others, and then and just be there for people, and just have fun, you know what I'm saying, and be there for the ups and downs. So that's when I started like, okay, this is gonna be something.
So, would you say speaking at a leadership conference was like the biggest opportunity Best Buddies Ambassadors has opened up for you, or would you say that there's more experiences that have been even more eye-opening?
I mean, I feel like speaking at conference was really the moment, and very unexpected, and it's like 2,000 ambassadors, and it's people waiting to get these opportunities, and I felt like everyone everyone out of the 2,000 would get the opportunity would do it. Like just for me as an ambassador, I just love to see people just man just grow and just seeing them happy and then enjoy themselves. And that's all I wanted it like, and then just seeing them grow day by day, and then yeah, but I really definitely like at conference that really helped me open my shell a little bit. But I felt like the just being on stage really kind of like just feel like what, you don't got to change up for who you are. You just be yourself, because as long as you're yourself, like that's all that matters. Like you don't gotta care what people say about you and this and that. So that gave me mindset like, okay, you know what? I really, I just gonna be myself for who I am as a person. Like, I don't gotta like, change up for people. So
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
sure. Hmm.
And I remember your speech from Leadership Conference had been the past 2 years, and it was a phenomenal speech. It was awesome. But you also
Hmm.
introduced yourself as Kid Autistic. So how did you, uh,
Oh man.
how did that nickname start?
And then I had people ask me that question. Like where you get your name, Kid Autistic, and honestly, I would just it was in we was doing our rotations 2023. That's when I was my first time being an ambassador, and then um and when I did that, we had to write a speech, what I'm saying, like, and trying to speak at closing ceremonies and that. And I was writing a speech because like I ain't had a speech at that time. I wrote it like that. I wrote everything that same exact day. And then and just like thinking like I was thinking like superheroes. I'm thinking about like this imaginary mindset, right? I'm like, just think, because I was watching a lot of movies, a lot of Marvel movies. I'm thinking like, okay, you know what? I said we got to do something. I was just having fun with it. That's really all I was doing, right? So I was just having fun with it. I'm like, okay, autistic kid, autistic this. So I'm thinking like, okay, you know what? It gotta like have some type of superhero type of thing. So I was like, you know what? Kid autistic. So and then like, ever since I'm like, man, like ever since that day, I'm just thinking like, man, I'm like, I really did this on my own. But I was just being funny. I was just playing with it, in a funny kind of way. And then I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking about these names. I'm like, kid autistic. And I was like laughing. I'm like, wow. I
It
was
just
like, wow.
stuck.
I was like, wow. I'm like, that kind of goes. So I'm like, and then ever since then, I was just like, stuck with like through the name, and like, people loved it. And the name is like the name is like the representation for the people, not just for me. It's just about the people. The people really just made me who I am as a person, and especially my mom, being there for me. So I mean, it just like I just was having fun with it. So yeah.
I love that. That's such a fun
Mhm.
story. And I didn't know that either. So
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I I just thought it was always like had always been a thing. So for
Hmm.
it to start at leadership conference.
Yeah.
You also have a really large platform where you spread the mission of best buddies and inclusion. So what is your dream for the future of inclusion?
Oh, the dream is really bringing people together. When I see motivational speakers, um, like I love Michael Jackson. And then I grew up with Michael Jackson I love Michael Jackson when I was a kid. And Man in the Mirror, one of my favorite top songs. And because I know I saved that one of his quotes in my speech during 2024. If you want to make the world a better place, take a little step and make that change. and like we all the world, we all the children, we all want to make a better day to let's start giving. So that really just kind of it really hit me from the heart, like people like to come together as one, like as a globe, like Earth globe, like and just help each other out and making each other happy, making sure that we be together and helping each other goes out. You know what I'm saying? And then this finding that foundation is part of love and in the just the joy that we have and find the opportunities and in the inclusion and then I meant that like just the whole world it's itself. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I see bigger and better things. You know what I'm saying? I think I tend to think deeper things. In life is because I felt like if we all can make a world a better place, take a little stuff and make that change. And then just to change. You know what I'm saying? And when the pressure's down, you lift them up. Lift them up and say like, you got this, you got this. Keep on going forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, as what is matter, you just gotta finish. Say don't give up with your dreams, don't give your aspirations. And then, cause I'm thinking like, okay, I'm a part of this community. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm part of this community. I just can't just watch the community. Somebody has to step up. Like we all have to step up as one, you know? And that's why like I tend to look deeper, in an inclusion.
Awesome.
Mhm.
And then what advice would you give someone like that's interested in Best Buddies or just joining Best Buddies?
I mean, I would have like honestly like man, it just like people like saying like best buddies. What is best buddies is? And then I tend to tell people like Best Buddies is a non organization. You have people like with intellectual developmental disabilities, and then I give them I give them like the pictures, like with my buddy when I was in high school, and so like this what we do, like we like go to Brewers games, bus games, we go to hockey games, and really like tend like to have fun with your buddy, and then there's like ambassadors, there's ambassador programs, jobs programs, and I think it's a program called E Buddies now. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
love that program. That's amazing. They got that E Buddies program and and yeah, that's why I really tell people like, hey, this is really a funny environment, and then and we just try to like help our buddies like reach their goals and help them like with the inspirations and aspirations in this world, and just help them to be themselves who they are no matter what.
I love that. Yeah. And there are just so many different pillars that anyone could get involved with that there's opportunities for almost anyone in Best Buddies.
Hmm.
So honestly, just put yourself out there. And you never know. Thank you so much for sharing your story with Best Buddies and how you got involved in your life and ambassadors. And yeah,
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate everything for this interview, and Sarah, you the greatest of all time. We're
thank
gonna make
you.
this initiative grow in the Wild Sea, and then we're gonna make Best Buddies grow as one nation, and help the world make a better place and make that
Absolutely.
change. Hmm.
Absolutely.